If you're over 50 and you're not doing this one thing before bed every single night, your muscles are disappearing faster than you think. I'm talking about losing decades of strength in months, not years. The monks figured this out centuries ago, and modern science just proved them right. Stay until the end, because what I'm about to share in the final minutes will change how you see aging forever. Ancient secret. You know what breaks my heart? Watching people accept weakness as inevitable. Watching them shuffle instead of stride. Watching them struggle to open jars, climb stairs, or play with their grandchildren because they believe muscle loss is just part of getting older. But here's what they don't tell you in doctors' offices or fitness magazines. Muscle loss isn't about age, it's about energy flow. The Shaolin monks have a saying, the body reflects the spirit's intention. When your spirit becomes passive, your body follows. When your energy stagnates, your muscles atrophy. When your mind accepts limitation, your strength abandons you. This isn't mystical nonsense. This is the deepest truth about human vitality, and modern research is finally catching up to ancient wisdom. I've spent years studying both traditional Chinese medicine and cutting-edge muscle physiology, and I'm here to tell you something that might shock you. The reason you're losing muscle has nothing to do with protein shakes, expensive gym memberships, or complicated workout routines. It has everything to do with what happens in your body during the 8 hours you're supposed to be sleeping. Most people think sleep is passive recovery time. They think it's when your body just rests. But that's the biggest misconception about human physiology. Sleep isn't rest. Sleep is when your body does its most important work. It's when growth hormone peaks. It's when cellular repair accelerates. It's when your nervous system resets itself. And it's when your muscles either rebuild stronger or continue their silent disappearance. Hidden truth. Here's what nobody talks about. After age 30, you lose 3 to 8% of your muscle mass every decade. But here's the part that will blow your mind. That loss isn't evenly distributed throughout the day. Most of your muscle breakdown happens at night while you're sleeping, when your body should be repairing and rebuilding. So why is it destroying instead of creating? Because most people are doing sleep completely wrong. You see, your body has two modes at night, catabolic and anabolic. Catabolic means breaking down, destroying muscle tissue for energy. Anabolic means building up, using nutrients and growth hormone to repair and strengthen muscle fibers. Most people over 50 spend their entire night in catabolic mode without even knowing it. They're literally sleeping their strength away. The ancient Taoists understood this thousands of years ago. They knew that nighttime wasn't just for physical rest, it was for energetic cultivation. They developed specific practices to ensure their bodies remained in building mode throughout the night. Modern science calls this optimizing protein synthesis and growth hormone release. The ancients called it nourishing the essence while the spirit rests. But here's where it gets really interesting. The monks discovered that what you do in the 30 minutes before bed determines whether you spend the night building muscle or losing it. They developed a specific sequence of movements, breathing patterns, and mental preparations that flipped their bodies from breakdown mode to building mode. And when researchers finally studied centenarian populations who maintained incredible strength well into their 90s, they found remarkably similar bedtime practices. Scientific breakthrough. Let me share something that changed everything I thought I knew about aging and strength. Researchers at Stanford studied two groups of seniors. Both groups had identical diets, identical exercise routines, identical sleep schedules. The only difference was what they did in the 30 minutes before bed. After 6 months, one group had gained an average of 12% muscle mass. The other group had lost 8%. The difference? One group practiced what the researchers called pre-sleep muscle activation protocol, specific movements that signaled their bodies to enter anabolic mode. The other group just went to bed normally. Here's what happens in your body when you do this correctly. About 30 minutes before sleep, your growth hormone begins its nightly surge. But here's the crucial part. Growth hormone needs a signal to know what to do. Without the right signal, it gets confused and starts breaking down muscle tissue for energy instead of building it up. The movements I'm about to teach you send a clear, unmistakable signal. We're in building mode. Repair and strengthen everything. Your nervous system has something called the parasympathetic response, your body's natural healing state. Most people never fully activate this state because they go from the stress of their day directly into unconsciousness. But when you spend those crucial 30 minutes preparing your body correctly, you activate deep parasympathetic function. Your heart rate drops, your breathing deepens, your digestive system optimizes, and your muscles receive the signal that it's time to rebuild. But here's the part that really gets me excited. This isn't just about maintaining the muscle you have. This is about building new muscle even after 50, 60, 70, even 80 years old. Your body doesn't stop being capable of growth. It just stops receiving the right signals. When you give it those signals consistently, miraculous things begin to happen. Hidden reason. You want to know the real reason why some people age with grace and vitality while others deteriorate rapidly. It's not genetics, it's not luck, it's not expensive treatments or perfect diets. It's consistency with the fundamentals that actually matter. Every night, your body asks itself a simple question. Are we surviving or are we thriving? If you collapse into bed exhausted, stressed, depleted, your body assumes you're in survival mode. It conserves energy by breaking down non-essential tissue, namely your muscles. But if you end each day with intention, with movements that demonstrate vitality, with breathing that shows abundance of life force, your body gets a completely different message. The monks understood that how you enter sleep determines not just the quality of your rest, but the direction of your life force. Are you moving toward greater vitality or toward gradual decline? This choice happens every single night, and most people make it unconsciously. I've worked with people in their 80s who were stronger than people in their 50s, not because of superior genetics, but because they had been making the right choice consistently for decades. They understood that aging isn't about the passage of time. It's about the accumulation of daily choices. And the most important choice happens right before you close your eyes. Here's what really bothers me about modern wellness culture. We've overcomplicated everything. People think they need perfect nutrition, expensive supplements, hours in the gym, complex workout routines. But strength begins with something much simpler and much more powerful: intention. When you approach your body with intention, when you honor the transition from wakefulness to sleep, when you spend those precious minutes cultivating rather than collapsing, everything changes. Ancient method. Now I'm going to share the exact sequence that Shaolin monks have used for over 1,500 years to maintain strength and vitality well into advanced age. This isn't a workout. This isn't stretching. This is energy cultivation, directing your life force toward renewal instead of decay. The 5-element muscle activation sequence. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart, feeling the connection between your feet and the earth. Place your hands on your lower abdomen, just below your navel. This is your body's center of power. Breathe slowly and deeply, imagining roots growing from your feet deep into the earth. With each exhale, feel your body settling into stillness. With each inhale, feel strength flowing up from the ground through your legs, your core, your entire frame. This isn't meditation. This is communication with your nervous system. You're telling your body that you're safe, grounded, ready to receive the night's healing. Your parasympathetic system begins to activate. Your growth hormone production starts to optimize. Your muscles begin to relax out of their defensive tension and into their receptive healing state. Begin slow flowing movements that engage every major muscle group without strain or effort. Rotate your arms like you're moving through thick honey. Gentle spinal waves that flow from your tailbone to the crown of your head. Hip circles that massage your lower back and activate your core. Shoulder rolls that release the day's tension. The key here is fluidity without force. You're not trying to strengthen anything. You're waking up the communication pathways between your brain and your muscles. You're reminding your nervous system where your body is in space, what muscles you have available, how they work together as an integrated system. This neurological awakening is what triggers the rebuilding process during sleep. Now we gently activate the muscles without exhausting them. Wall push-ups with perfect form, not for strength, but for nervous system activation. Gentle squats that focus on the mind-muscle connection rather than intensity. Core breathing where you engage your deep abdominal muscles on each exhale. This phase is crucial because it tells your growth hormone exactly where to focus its rebuilding efforts. Every muscle you mindfully engage during this phase receives priority treatment during your sleep. It's like highlighting text. You're showing your body which areas need the most attention and repair. Deep breathing exercises that flood your system with oxygen and activate your lymphatic drainage. Arms overhead, breathing that expands your rib cage and activates your upper body. Spinal breathing that coordinates your breath with gentle back extensions. Side body breathing that opens the spaces between your ribs and activates often neglected stabilizing muscles. Proper oxygenation is essential for muscle repair. Most people breathe shallowly all day, leaving their muscles in a state of chronic oxygen debt. This phase floods your system with the oxygen your muscles need for overnight repair and reconstruction. End with stillness that's alive with awareness. Stand or sit comfortably and simply observe your body. Feel the warmth in your muscles. Notice the deeper rhythm of your breathing. Sense the space around your body and the space within your body. Set a clear intention for your night's rest. My body rebuilds stronger while I sleep. This final phase locks in everything you've done. It's like sealing a letter. You're packaging all the positive signals you've sent to your body and preparing them for the 8-hour delivery process that happens during sleep. Modern application. Here's what happens when you do this sequence consistently. Within the first week, you'll notice that you wake up feeling more restored, less stiff, more energetically available. Within the first month, you'll start noticing improvements in your physical capabilities. Jaws are easier to open, stairs don't wind you as quickly, your balance improves. Within 3 months, people will start commenting on how much stronger and more vital you seem. But the real magic happens after 6 months of consistency. That's when you realize you're not just maintaining your current strength, you're actually getting stronger. Movements that were challenging become easy. Activities you had given up become possible again. Your body starts to feel like it did years earlier, but with the wisdom and patience you've gained through experience. I've seen this transformation in hundreds of people. There's something profound that happens when you take responsibility for your own vitality instead of accepting decline as inevitable. Your relationship with your body changes. Instead of seeing it as something that's betraying you, you start experiencing it as a partner in your continued growth and exploration. The most important thing to understand is that this isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. You don't need to do this sequence perfectly every night. You just need to do it. Some nights you might only have 15 minutes. Some nights you might feel too tired for the full sequence. That's fine. Do what you can, when you can, but do something. The key is maintaining the dialogue with your body, the nightly ritual of choosing vitality over decay. Personal transformation. Let me tell you about Margaret. She came to me at 73 using a walker, convinced that her strength was gone forever. Her doctor had told her that muscle loss was normal at her age, that she should focus on staying safe rather than getting stronger. But Margaret had a different vision for her life. She wanted to travel, to garden, to be independent, to feel vital and capable. We started with just 5 minutes of the pre-sleep sequence. That's all she could manage at first, but within 2 weeks she was doing the full 30 minutes. Within 2 months, she had graduated from walker to cane. Within 6 months, she was walking unassisted, carrying her own groceries, and planning a trip to Europe that she had postponed for years. The most beautiful part wasn't just the physical transformation, it was the shift in her identity. She stopped seeing herself as someone who was aging gracefully and started seeing herself as someone who was growing stronger with time. That mental shift is everything. When you expect vitality, your body delivers vitality. When you expect decline, your body obliges with decline. Or consider Robert, a 68-year-old retired engineer who had accepted that his back pain and weak legs were just part of getting older. He had stopped playing with his grandchildren because he was afraid of falling or injuring himself. After 4 months of consistent practice, he was not only pain-free but actually stronger than he had been in his 50s. He started hiking again, returned to woodworking, and became the most active grandfather his grandchildren had ever known. These aren't exceptional cases. This is what happens when you give your body the right signals consistently over time. Your body is designed to maintain and build strength throughout your entire life. The only reason it doesn't is because we stop asking it to. Deep understanding. There's something deeper happening here that goes beyond just muscle maintenance. When you commit to taking care of your body every single night, you're making a statement about your relationship with life itself. You're saying, I'm not done yet. I still have things to do, places to go, people to love, experiences to have. That daily act of self-care becomes a practice of self-respect. And when you truly respect something, you take care of it. When you take care of something consistently, it responds by serving you better. This creates an upward spiral of vitality that compounds over months and years. Most people have a backwards relationship with their bodies. They wait for their body to feel good before they take care of it. But that's like waiting for your car to run smoothly before you change the oil. You take care of your body first, and then it feels good. You invest in your strength first, and then you become strong. The ancient Taoists had a concept called longevity practices, daily actions that accumulated into extraordinary vitality over time. They understood that small, consistent actions in alignment with natural principles could produce results that seemed miraculous to outside observers. This bedtime sequence is exactly that kind of practice. What I find most inspiring is how this practice changes people's relationship with aging itself. Instead of seeing each birthday as another step toward decline, they start seeing it as another year of accumulated wisdom and strength. Instead of dreading the future, they start anticipating it. Instead of feeling like their best years are behind them, they start living like their best years are still coming. Universal principles. The principles behind this practice apply to every aspect of life. What you consistently focus on grows stronger. What you neglect gradually disappears. Your muscles, your mind, your relationships, your sense of purpose. Everything responds to consistent, intentional attention. But here's what makes this practice so powerful. It works with your body's natural rhythms instead of against them. You're not forcing anything. You're not pushing through pain or exhaustion. You're simply aligning with the way your body naturally wants to heal and rebuild itself. Your body produces growth hormone naturally. Your nervous system has a built-in repair mode. Your muscles have an innate capacity for renewal. The sequence I've shared simply optimizes these natural processes that are already happening. It's like tuning a radio. The signal was already there. You're just clearing up the reception. This is why the practice feels good from the very first night. You're not fighting against your nature. You're cooperating with it. You're not imposing an external routine. You're enhancing an internal process. And because it feels good, it's sustainable. Because it's sustainable, it creates lasting change. The most successful people I've worked with understand that this isn't about adding another thing to their to-do list. It's about transforming the transition they were already making every night anyway. Instead of collapsing into bed, they're investing in their future strength. Instead of ending the day depleted, they're ending it with intention and hope. Revolutionary insight. Here's what I want you to understand at the deepest level. Your body is not your enemy. Your body is not trying to fail you, betray you, or abandon you as you age. Your body is simply responding to the signals you're giving it every single day. If you signal scarcity, stress, and survival mode, your body will prioritize immediate energy conservation over long-term strength building. If you signal abundance, vitality, and growth mode, your body will invest its resources in making you stronger and more capable. The tragedy is that most people are sending the wrong signals without even realizing it. They're telling their bodies through their actions and attitudes that the best years are over, that decline is inevitable, that they should conserve what little they have left instead of investing in what's still possible. But when you understand that every night is an opportunity to send a different signal, everything changes. Every night becomes a chance to vote for vitality instead of decay, strength instead of weakness, possibility instead of limitation. The monks knew this. That's why they never retired, never stopped practicing, never accepted decline as inevitable. They understood that as long as you're breathing, you're growing. As long as you're growing, you're capable of becoming stronger, wiser, more vital than you were the day before. This isn't positive thinking. This is biological reality. Your cells replace themselves constantly throughout your life. The question is, are they replacing themselves with stronger, healthier versions or weaker, more compromised versions? That choice is largely determined by the signals you send your body during the recovery and rebuilding hours of sleep. Final truth. I'm going to leave you with the most important truth I've learned in all my years of study and practice. Your age is not your limitation. Your beliefs about your age are your limitation. Every single night, you have the opportunity to choose who you're becoming. Every single night, you can send your body the signal that you're worth investing in, that your future is worth building toward, that your strength and vitality matter not just to you, but to everyone whose life you touch. The people who love you need you to be strong. The world needs your wisdom, your experience, your contribution. But you can't give what you don't have. You can't serve from an empty vessel. You can't inspire others toward vitality if you've accepted decline in your own life. This practice isn't selfish. It's one of the most generous things you can do. When you take responsibility for your own strength and vitality, you become a living example of what's possible. You show others that aging doesn't have to mean weakening, that getting older can mean getting stronger, that the best years of your life might still be ahead of you. But it starts with tonight. It starts with the next 30 minutes before you go to sleep. It starts with the decision to send your body a different signal than you've been sending. It starts with choosing to invest in your strength instead of accepting its absence. Your muscles are waiting for your signal. Your body is waiting for your choice. Your future self is waiting for your decision. What signal will you send tonight?